Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of the Full Spectrum Podcast. My name is Froggy Trey.
And I am Rungren.
So, a couple quick things right off the bat here. Yes, I'm sick. You're probably going to hear my air conditioner when I'm talking because I had to bump the sensitivity down just so you could hear me. The other thing is that we had a real bad storm that came through last night, and it has messed with the internet here at my house. So, Discord would not show my feed without lagging. So you're seeing me, but it means that Rungren cannot see me. So
Yeah.
if we talk over each other tonight, I know we do that anyway, but like if we talk over each other, it's definitely tonight, not on purpose.
All right. All right. I had no visual cues.
That's right. Also, this is why I'm so small compared to him and why you can see background stuff. I'm literally window capturing Logitech's capture software.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Yes. Nice clear picture though. It's good.
Can you do
I'm playing with lights. I'm well, we got these lights that do like just colors or sparkly stuff. So I'm seeing what they do.
Yeah. I don't blame you. Also, real quick, I don't know how long the medicine that I took is gonna last before I get sleepy again. So I cannot promise you how long this podcast will be, viewers, but we're gonna give it a go. At some point the medicine's gonna kick off and I'm just gonna start drowsing in this chair. But is that a word, drowsing?
Yes, it is. You did very good.
Yeah.
It actually has two different meanings.
What's the other word for, or what's the other meaning? Do I want to know?
Not drowsing. What's the other word? Remove the R. Right? Dowsing.
Yeah.
Dowsing.
That's where you have like the
Go find the water.
Yeah. Use a stick.
Yeah.
Better than we're not going to talk about sounding. But speaking of, how's your week been, Rugger?
It's been pretty good. I got everything. Everything is clear on the album. So on the 24th next month, it'll go out to Spotify and everything like that.
Yeah.
I was enjoying myself putting my videos up on YouTube. Because they all got copyrighted claimed by my publisher, and they're gonna have ads on them. So I'm gonna basically got to work around to monetize myself on YouTube a little bit.
Nice.
Yeah, and it was like I uploaded the videos, and you go through the whole thing. I had to go back and edit some of them because I had it under vlog for some reason. I was like, no, this is music. It was like, this is the weird vlog. It was the intro music and then nothing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's kind of a thing. I am signed up with so CDBB is my distributor. BMI is, what are they called? I think they're the publisher.
Yeah.
So there's BMI and ASCAP, and I went through and had to do some like research because 99% of the time, if I make a decision, it'll be the wrong one. So I want to, at least be informed. But I think when I went BMI, everything goes up. It's kind of weird because these songs they're not perfect. They're not like, they're not going to go, they're not for the radio, but I played like the guitar track like the whole way through, and I sung the whole way. They didn't chop those up.
Right.
Like instruments I can't play, like the piano and stuff like that. That might have been programmed in and chopped up, but like the guitar part and the singing, a lot of times the bass line, that wasn't programmed or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I don't like play a riff and then try to loop it and stick it back to back. I try to play the whole song through.
Yeah.
So, and then I'll leave in the mistakes. I just want it to sound decent.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I think the mistakes make it a little bit more human.
Yeah, well, and I think there's obviously if I was on like a label, that would be you'd want that perfection.
Right.
But I don't know. I go back and listen to some of the stuff like I like a lot of Led Zeppelin, and Jimmy Page is playing is great. And he's a top classic rock guitarist. I mean, no doubt, taking nothing away from him. But it is that little bit of, and I think with him it's a little bit intentional because I know what he can do.
Right.
But it's a little bit of sloppiness in it, So yeah, I'm comparing myself to Jimmy Page just without the talent or other band members.
I think you've got.
Yeah, but everybody's got,
Yeah.
got their thing a little bit different. So but you're right. There's something in that I don't know. I just like, of course, I like punk music too,
Yeah.
and that's just fast and sloppy. So
Yeah. Sure.
it's a thing. It's a thing. But I've got that and playing with lights and uh um making music on
Yeah.
that and trying to finish it up. I'm in. I have about 6 songs close to done on this next album I release.
Very cool.
And they'll be going up after, of course, like one song a week goes up through the year. So that this album, Strange Journey, and right now the title of the next album is Diversions and Truths.
Cool.
Yeah, we're gonna
Versions
keep
and
working on
truth.
it. Diversions and Truths. Yes, on that. So that's kind of been my week, and because I'm trying to gear myself up because this is easy for me to do, like talk to you, be the co-host here.
Right.
You know, I can be Ed McMahon. I don't know if there's maybe one or two people might get that. I don't know who would get that reference, but I really need to start putting something up with
Right.
actually doing a video, either talking or maybe trying to do a video of the songs. I don't think I really want to do that yet.
Right.
But yeah, and that's I don't know. That's like freaking me out. It's like because it's just me.
Right.
I think,
No, for
but
sure.
I'll build myself up to it. I'll get some stuff out.
One song a week is a lot, but trust me, if you haven't heard his stuff, he's making some really good stuff. And I don't say that just because he's my friend. He really is making some good stuff.
I mean, I do appreciate anybody who takes the time to listen, whether they like it or not. I mean, yeah, that's what it is now, right? Getting people's time.
That's right.
Um, but yeah, man, that's about it. I haven't had hadn't had a chance to game. We got loads of rotten little children around here. I did get me. I did get 4 books. They're all pretty nice and boring.
Yeah.
Yeah. Over here, I got hold on. I'll pull these up right quick. Get the titles. So I got Shakespeare's Just a Midsummer's Night Dream. I
Very
don't know if
good
that
book.
will show up there.
Very good
Yeah,
book.
going through that, and I found
Puck.
Plato's Symposium.
Okay.
Yeah, a little hardback copy of that. It's kind of
Nice.
banged up.
Yeah.
That's cool. And then I've got two books from a religious section. I got C.S. Lewis, The Weight of Glory, which is I find him a very intelligent man, and I really
Yeah.
like his writings. I know he was into spankings. You're not teaching me anything. Everybody's got their own thing. I'm not I'm not judging him.
Right.
And then I've got one that I want to look at that I've actually wanted to check because there's all kinds of commentaries and stuff. But this is by Saint Thomas Aquinas, and it's a
Okay.
commentary on the Gospel of Saint Mark.
Yeah.
And it's kind of weird because it's not really a commentary, but it is. I don't know. He's like takes other like writings of other like Saint Augustine and a few others,
Yeah.
and he takes their writings and commentates on that. So for religious studies, I think it'll be a good kind of like reference book
Yeah.
because I'll get to see what was written and then have this guy's view on what was written. What the thought was at that time.
Right.
I'm going through.
Always
So
interesting stuff.
and I'm really looking. Yeah, well, it's boring stuff. Don't lie to me. I am looking forward to going through Plato's Symposium, though. That's not a very long. That's not a very long book, so
Right.
probably not take me a couple of days to knock that out.
Does
But yeah,
remind me that I spent the last couple days explaining to children multiple times because apparently you have to. Go figure. That St. Patrick's Day is not about a leprechaun.
nope.
Had to tell them the whole story, and
About the
that was a
snakes.
lot of fun. Yeah, that was a lot
Yeah,
of fun.
that's cool.
No, for my week, it's been mostly just me be sick.
Been
To be honest
sick.
with you,
That's
I
what I figured.
finished that video. Uploaded it Wednesday. Uploaded it Tuesday night. right after the podcast because I mentioned that I had that video and then I was working on and I uploaded that right after the podcast, and it got blocked worldwide to
no.
some of the footage that I used. So I pulled it back down and re-edited in a chunk of it. Well, first I had to take care of some family business to come up. Then I pulled it back down and re-edited a chunk of it. The Godzilla part, removed all the Godzilla footage and just had footage of me pointing up at a deal in Premiere that said that it had been copyrighted worldwide for Godzilla, and then used my little tiny Godzilla to recreate some of the scenes.
Nice.
But
Was
that
that?
video was a lot of work.
Yeah, imagine, man. Was that? Who's that? Was that Paramount, or was that? Do you think that was out of? I know where that might have been from.
Claims that it was Toho themselves that grabbed it, and if so, that's fine. That's their footage.
Yeah.
But if it was actually them, who knows? Literally, because I used so much footage in that, and literally all the other companies went, yeah, the video can stay up. You're fine. You have enough subscribers on YouTube. It can stay up. But we're going to take all the money that's earned from it. And it's like, you know what? That's fine. But that video was a lot of work, and I'm really proud of how it turned out. I put a lot of work into the editing on that one, and I'm really happy with how the editing turned out. But basically, right after that, I got sick. And I've had a fever since Wednesday, and it's not gone away. But it means that I haven't really played anything. So real quick, just a heads up, I know today was supposed to be the Elden Ring spoiler cast. Not only have I not finished the game like I probably should have, but I don't really want to talk about it right now in great detail. Go figure.
I understand. That's fair. I do have something I can talk about real quick.
Yeah, go for it.
All right. And look.
Thank you, Dark. I appreciate it.
Right.
I agree with you. YouTube does not, unfortunately, but I do agree with you.
Okay. Japan, you have a wonderful holiday that I think would help balance things out and make things great. And it's actually celebrated out through some other countries, through Asia. It's, on Valentine's Day, you give somebody chocolate. Well, in Japan, yes. See, I guess why I can't celebrate it. I can't be like, hey, happy White Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I say I can't. Want to. If we could come up with another name, I think I might be able to get away. I can't get away with.
Yeah.
I just can't right now.
I felt like
I think it's a great idea. I think it's a great idea.
Was a little too early to bring up with my girlfriend the idea of her getting me something for a holiday that we don't celebrate here, but next year.
Well, hey, I broke the ice on that, but yes. So you know what? I might just go ahead and do it because I'm trying to get the social media stuff. I'm gonna do it just next year.
Yeah.
Happy White Day.
Yeah, might as well.
I'll have to. I have to change my profile pic and put my face up there. If I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it.
I agree.
Because if I'm gonna expose ignorance, I'm gonna go all out to do it.
I agree. Also, just real quick before we move on, if you see me looking away from Rundgren, it's because this camera's mirrored, and I could try to mess with it right now, but I don't want to break it. So normally, because I look this way, but it's on the other side now, and so just a heads up on that. That's what's going on. And when you see the waver in the camera, it's because right around here is where the Logitech software breaks. And you can see the bars, but it's fine.
See, I could get away with calling it that.
Yeah.
That would probably get everybody. Whoa, let's look that up. Oh, it's not a day.
I like that day. That's a good day.
Yeah.
I did have one last thing for my week, which is that I watched the first Sonic movie this week.
Oh, okay.
It was okay. It was a decent movie.
Well, you were also in a fevered haze.
Yeah.
So.
I think that it's a weird movie in a lot of ways, but I think that they got the core of who Robotnik is as a person so well that I was willing to forgive the Jim Carrey-isms that bled in.
Now he's supposed to swell up for the next one, is what I heard.
Yeah, I'm really stoked for that.
And it's supposed to, really look like that. Yeah.
It was a good movie.
That's good. That's good. I said I still hold that. Even if it wasn't a good movie, I still think that's a banner movie for fandom.
I agree. And
You
there's
know.
there's two times in that movie where they use Sonic music
Yeah.
and like remixes Sonic music, and they're both very good. And I really wish they had used more Sonic music because the moments when they do hit really hard because of it. Hey, well, so
Hello, hello.
the mustache does look glorious in the trailer for the next one. They did such a good job.
Okay. Okay. Let's check out the mustache.
But yeah,
Oh,
that's pretty much been my week. I didn't do any model building really. I didn't get to play that much Elden Ring. Uh, I downloaded the demo, which we're gonna talk about in a little bit for Strangers in Paradise, but didn't get to touch it yet. So.
all right. Well, on that note, sir, I will roll us into reviews
Let's do it.
because that is the first one that you sent me on this list that I have here. Strangers
Yeah.
of Paradise.
Let's talk about Strangers of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin.
Oh
So, this is a weird, cool game in a lot of ways. But weird, cool games normally have some interesting reviews, right? I am sick tray today. I did go ahead and change the name at the top to reflect it so that anybody that shows up late knows. Um, PS5 version, someone else getting it. That makes me sad. I will say real quick too. I'm sorry for that because it does seem really cool. But the PS4 version, if you buy the PS4 version, you get the PS5 version for free. The upgrade's free for it. Elden Ring's
that's
the same
cool.
way, which is really cool.
Nice. Nice.
I wound up picking up Elden Ring for my girlfriend because she was wanting to play it, and so I can actually play it on my PS5 because she uses my account normally instead of paying for two things on PS Plus. And so it's basically you're getting the game on two consoles for free. Phone, there's a
That's cool.
15-second delay. Oh boy.
All right.
Uh,
I got 15 seconds.
yeah, that's right. Don't tell Sony that I'm using my account on multiple different consoles.
Shh.
Thanks, Will. I'm gonna try. So weird games like this normally review really weirdly as well. So I feel like this one's kind of not fair to ask you what you think on the scoring. But what do you think?
88.
88.
88.
Okay.
No, I have. I don't know. I have a good feeling about this. I don't know. You can never tell with them, with that. But I feel good with the 88. I
Okay.
got an 87 for Faith Ann there.
Yep.
I can hear the axe.
Yeah, I was revving it. Oh, we'll push the button again.
Oh yeah,
Oh
it's no
yeah.
ice.
Oh, and I'll be honest with you, I've been sick. I have not put new ice cream on. Just to be honest with you.
Well, hey, we got a pretty good range of scores. I got an 88, got an 87 for Faith Ann,
And
a
for Will.
93, a 91, and an 89.
The
So it looks like
answer is
we all feel pretty good about it.
75.
Really?
Ah.
Ooh. Man, I didn't see that coming. That was the only one I had really any hope for on this list.
Yeah, that's fair. I do want to tell everybody real quick as we're reading through these, if you're interested in this game at all, there is a demo. I'm stealing this from later on in our topics, but there's no reason not to bring it up now. There is a demo, and you can play the demo today. It's the final demo. It has the first 3 short zones of the game, I believe, and it transfers over to the full game. So if you're curious about it, you can. But
Well, so that was from the news or the announcements.
yeah, I'm ripping it early because why not
Okay.
talk about it now? Because
Ye-
people are
I
going to
hear
go,
you.
well, this score, maybe this game's not good. It's like, well, you can try it for yourself for free right now. So
Yeah. And yeah, there's only like a couple of Final Fantasy games that really fell on their face.
yeah,
3 that I can think of.
2 is one of them.
Yeah, 2 is one of them. And I can't remember, like, I'll get it wrong. It's either 4 or 6. I don't remember the release because it wasn't the same.
Right.
And now it is.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. And
FF13
then,
was definitely one of them as well.
yeah, and then 13. And really, it's just the first 18 hours.
Yeah. After that, it winds up being a pretty good
Yeah.
game. You just got to get
Yeah.
through 18 hours of game first.
Who's that? Okay. So
So
I'll move that up.
ACG says wait for sale.
Hmm.
Which is, we normally trust ACG's reviews on here, so just keep that in mind. I want to read this blurb from RPG Fan, who says, I expected Stranger of Paradise to be a game I had a lot of qualms in recommending, but that couldn't be further from the truth. I want everyone to fall as deeply in love with it as I have.
Well, see, that sounds like a kind of an honest review for a Final Fantasy game.
Yeah.
But I understand that he kind of gave a little, or they kind of gave a little caveat at the beginning, So that makes me wonder a little bit.
So I want to read this one for you, and
All right.
I wish I had like a scale I could put them on, because this one is very firmly in. We want our blurb on the back of the box. Chaos, amnesia, and crystals are waiting for you in this prequel to the first Final Fantasy, exploring the mysterious history of the franchise's first boss, Garland.
Spoilers, gosh.
And that doesn't tell me anything about the game.
No, it doesn't. That's the. What's it say on the back of the box? I just write that down.
Yeah.
Check that with legal. All right, we can print it.
Here's a pretty good one, though, from Worth Playing that says Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origins is a strange, ridiculous, and largely delightful game. You have to accept a game that is almost painfully free of irony and self-awareness, but if you do, you'll find one of the most enjoyable spin-offs to carry the Final Fantasy name. The combat is fast, frantic, and fun, and the customization options are through the roof. The only thing that holds it back is if players enjoy the story in the same campy way as Resident Evil 4, or only find it to be frustratingly unfun.
Okay, look. I'm trying to get the benefit of the doubt here, but it almost sounds like, I can understand if you're not like the game, but that almost sounds like somebody would watch the Airplane movies and think they were supposed to be serious.
Yeah. No, this game is self-aware, and it knows. It's definitely camp.
I think it's self-aware over that person's head.
Yeah, I watched a cutscene where a villain, and I won't spoil anything. I believe there is a female character that joins your party, Dark.
I don't know. Where's the girls?
There's a villain that's giving a speech, and the villain is basically like, I cannot be defeated. And the main character literally just yells out, interrupts the speech and yells out, I'm gonna F you up. And just jumps at him. It knows what it's doing. Right?
Yeah.
It's trying to be camp, and from what I can tell, it seems to be exceeding at it.
Yeah, so some people may not. I think some people may not be understanding that, which happens, right? And it may be on part of the game. It doesn't quite come across as
right.
It's doing, but I don't know. It's pretty good.
I have two more for you.
Two more, okay.
This one from Game Informer that says Stranger of Paradise is the strangest Final Fantasy game yet, bounding wildly between awful and fantastic. If you can tolerate Jack, and that's a big ask, the excellently crafted combat is worth a look. You may be coming to this game for the story and Final Fantasy experience, but it's all about combat and little else. And see, I'm on the opposite trend of that. I want to play the combat, but I'm all in on Jack, man. I want to know what's going on with him. I want to see him be the edgelord, 90s game protagonist that they're trying to make him into.
Well, I'm trying to think back to Final Fantasy 1. And I'm trying to think of the characters that you would come across. Because if you played the original Final Fantasy 1 when you came to Sid.
Yeah.
That's there's some tongue-in-cheek stuff there. But
this game seems to lean into it.
That's good.
And then the last one I have for you is from Games Radar, who says, there's a half-decent time to be had bashing your way around Strangers of Paradise dungeons, but routine level design, rough edges, and messy narrative delivery stop the experience evolving into a compelling adventure. Despite its efforts to create ordered systems, chaos has the final word.
Okay. Chaos has the final word.
It's
That one should have been read like Movie Guy.
Yeah, if I had the voice for it today.
Right. In a world.
Chaos. What do you think?
A guy named Garland is mad for being called Garland.
He will knock you all down.
I'll knock you all down.
Who had the phone in their wedding? I'm not sure. All right, what do you think the recommended score is on this one? If anyone
84.
gets this, I will be amazed. You said 84?
Yeah. And I have I got 73. Well, 69 from Beth Ann, 68 from Waverly, and 53 from Dark.
Score is 60.
All right, a couple getting down there, reaching down
A
there
lot
around it.
closer than I thought you would.
Yeah. Whew.
It's pretty spread out. There's a lot of 8s, a lot of 7s, and then a couple really low scores, like a couple 6s and a 5. The 5 was from Games Radar.
Like I understand why they say stuff like "wait for sale,"
Yeah.
but that really doesn't mean much to me because I'm poor, so I'm always waiting for sale.
Right. And again, if you're curious about the game, you can check it out yourself on PlayStation and PC. When it comes to there's a free demo. Give you all the information you need to be able to make an informed decision.
Yeah, you have it. Free demos are good.
Low, because it's a weird. It's next up
Yeah.
is Phantom Breaker Omnia.
Was this wrapped up with the trading card game?
No, you're thinking of
It wasn't.
Omnia.
Not the ones that had actual cards. It was
Right.
digital, free to play. Okay. All right then.
So this
Different name.
is
Go for it.
no very similar name though for sure. This is an anime fighting game. I wish I could tell you it was based on any particular anime, but it doesn't seem to be. It's an update to an old fighting game that I didn't know existed called Phantom Breaker Extra that came out in 2011.
Okay.
The reason why we're including this, because we normally don't cover, like, no offense, but games that we haven't heard of, unless there's a reason, right?
Yeah.
This game is very weird review-wise, and you'll see what I mean.
But so I just need to take a shot in the dark then here on this first score.
Yes.
Okay. You know what? I'll go with 70, 72.
Okay. Faith also went with 72.
Probably sitting in the 90s. It's a fighting game. I don't know. Got 272s.
X said we could go. Score is 70.
81 there at the end. 70. I was pretty close. All right.
Now, let me dig into these. Let me get my claws in here. Niche Gamer says, overall, my thoughts are simple. It's a fun game. I learned a little bit more about this offhand title than I first played in Japanese completely on the Xbox 360, and it paid off in the form of this new update. Fighting games don't get much shine, maybe because of the reputation of the community up to this point, but disregarding all of that, this is another solid fighter to add. That blurb tells me nothing. That blurb tells me you played the previous game and you don't like the fighting game community, and I get that, but like...
Yeah. Well, that's what we run into a lot with these reviews, right? They're advertisement blurbs. They're not necessarily. It's like it's all the editors there are into marketing rather than, I don't know, actually reviewing the game, I guess.
There's also like the weird. I'm gonna read this next one. You're gonna understand what I mean. But there's this weirdness of like, well, yeah, it's an okay fighting game. Like it's an okay anime fighter, but there are other anime fighters I like more. So this person says there's a lot to like in Phantom Breaker Omnia. Namely, it's easy to learn, not so hard to master combat system, and the sheer amount of fully voiced campaigns for players to enjoy on the go. And even they played the Switch version. It even controls surprisingly well on Nintendo's archaic Joy-Cons, all things considered. The problem lies on its uninteresting character design, resulting in half the roster looking like clones of each other, and the fact that I legitimately cannot see its online community lasting for long, especially with Persona 4 Arena Ultimax right around the corner. But what about the game itself, though? I don't care about if you think this other game's going to do better. I want to hear about the game.
I mean, it's a fair point to the marketing, but it doesn't...
Right.
All right.
We're going to get to that. Well, we're going to get to that.
Okay.
And then I have one more for you.
All right.
And this one is from Op Rainfall. And we don't normally cover a lot of Op Rainfall stuff because some of their stuff gets a little political. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
At the end of the day, Phantom Breaker Omnia is a good anime fighter. There are plenty of unique characters to choose from, and even a few special guests from other Mages titles. I wasn't really impressed with some of the choices made with the subtitles, but it's a minor complaint that doesn't really take away much from this one. Combat here is simple to pick up and play with enough depth to keep you interested for hours to come. There are plenty of modes to mess around with offline, as well as some online modes to take on your friends. If you're a fan of anime-style fighters at the $39.99 price tag, you should probably give this one a go. I feel like there's enough meat here to keep you entertained for hours. If you're new to fighting games, this may be a good title to start with, since it isn't overly complicated to play, but it is a lot of fun.
That's pretty good. I think I got something out of that. At least
Yeah.
I understand some aspects of the game, and like, look, this is a base. For what I got from that, it's like, hey, if you're an expert fighter game, then you may, probably not going to enjoy this. But if you're starting out, this is a really good one to do.
Yeah.
Or if you just want to, casual fighter, I guess.
I
That was a
did
good
pull up
review.
some of the character designs, and just as Dark has done as well. Yeah, they're very basic.
I'm sure.
Let me drag this over here where people can see it real quick.
Well, yeah, if you remember Virtua Fighter, that's what Virtua Fighter was.
Yeah,
It wasn't. It was. Oh, okay.
guy with glasses, ninja girl. Like it's very copy and paste, right? But that doesn't mean necessarily that it's bad. You can have very generic characters and still be fine,
Yeah, well, it's like I can hear the voices on some of those. Just
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Just saying that,
Kotowari. It's
Yeah.
yeah. So this last game is a thing, man. I can't.
Well,
believe
hold
this
on.
is- Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Hold on. We didn't do the recommended score.
Oh, we didn't. I'm sorry. You're so right. You're so right. Let me pull that back up.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go with 64.
Okay.
Give everybody a chance to get in here. 64 on this, the recommended score.
Pokes Froggy Tray. Yeah, somebody's. 67. Okay.
768. Yeah.
8. Score
That's
is
not
33.
Oh god! Wow! Oh, that's rude.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's not really fair, I guess, when you think about it in a lot of ways, because like the anime fighter genre is loaded. You got, and the ones that people like, people really like. And I don't blame them. I love Guilty Gear. I love Blaze Blue. I'm right there
Yeah.
with you.
Okay. Yeah, but Guilty Gear, right? That's when Guilty Gear hit. That was complete. That was something different.
Yeah.
Now there's so many. This. If this is just a cash grab with no depth, then no wonder nobody likes it.
Right.
Even the people with no depth.
There's also like Melty Blood Type Lumina has just come out and is really solid. You have Grand Blue Fantasy Versus. There's so many good anime fighters, and you have to bring something new to the table to really shine.
Yeah.
Skullgirls is an anime fighter. People still love to play Skullgirls.
Well, yeah, that was one of the.
KOF,
It didn't.
yeah.
It didn't make the list, did it? But it was one of the last. The finalists for the top 10 at
Evo.
Evo. Thank you,
Yeah.
Evo.
Oh.
Ugh. I want a
Yeah,
Zone of Enders game. I want a new Zone of Enders. That's what I want.
Yeah, I think the generic characters are the real issue, and the fact that most of the reviews didn't talk about it at all really goes to show the problem with fighting game reviewers. No offense, I'm just saying, review the game, not other games you like more in your review for the game.
And look, I
Come
think
on.
a cash grab can work and get popular.
Yeah,
There's one that comes to mind right now. I'm not going to talk about it. There's one that comes to mind right now. But hey, it worked, and people play. But
well,
yeah,
Dead or Alive right there, as Dark has brought up, is a great example of a fighting game that doesn't have a lot of technical depth, but people will play because people love to watch things bounce.
yeah, right. Yeah.
But, don't get me
I'm
wrong,
not
I
against
like
that.
DOA.
I'm
I like
not against
DOA.
that.
I love doing Azuna drops with Raiden from Ninja Gaiden. Just saying. Really great.
Yeah.
All right, so this next game. How are there still more of these? Monster Energy Supercross 5. Can we get sponsored to talk about this, please? Because, come on. These are still coming out.
I'm pretty sure it's just going to be the same game. Um. Oh my
Jiggle
gosh.
physics. That's it.
Well,
Jiggle
maybe
physics.
you know what? I'm gonna 55. I'm gonna give this 55 for my guess. I can't. I got. I
Okay.
don't. It's Monster Energy Supercross 5. Might as
But
well stick with the 5 things.
it's
55. Yeah.
bike racing.
Yeah.
Motorbikes. There are
Yeah.
so many good motorbike games too.
There is,
Like,
dude. And honestly, is somebody gonna pick this up? I mean, I know it's not the same game, but is somebody gonna pick this up over Trials?
yeah, no, for sure.
You know?
Or over Monster Energy Supercross 3, which was the best one, right? I mean, so
Oh,
the scores
okay.
that come in, the action said we could go. The answer is 76.
Oh, that's some bull. It is not that good.
I
Some
have
Somebody got a free case of Monster.
I have 4 reviews for you, and I want you to just listen to the tone of these reviews.
Okay.
Game Spew says, if you're a Supercross fan, it's very easy to recommend Monster Energy Supercross 5. I almost said Monster Hunter. As ever, if you own one of its recent predecessors, it doesn't really offer much that's genuinely new, but improvements across the board, from handling to career features, make this the pinnacle of the series. It's a must-have for ardent fans of the sport, and great for those looking for a way in. Are you an
Yeah.
ardent fan of Monster Energy Supercross?
No, not really. No. No. No,
God
I
is
am.
a Geek says Monster Energy Supercross 5 feels like more of the same, but the racing elements are strong despite not being welcoming to new players.
Yeah.
Hardcore Gamer says based on the current model of Monster Energy Supercross 5 that dates back to its inception, this may be the most complete version of the game despite its legacy issues. Now here's the big one. I want
Okay.
you to listen to the tone of this review.
All right.
Monster Energy Supercross 5, the official video game, does a great job when it comes to teaching newbies all about the sport itself. I had no idea what a whoop or a hole shot was until playing, and now I can likely recite the dictionary definition. Races themselves are a lot of fun, although a single mistake without any rewinds left can be immensely punishing. But there's little to keep the player engaged beyond racing for the sake of it. Once you finish the Pro Series, that's it. You've beaten all the single-player content available, and that's all that's left is online multiplayer or finding the 20 collectibles in free loam, which will take no longer than 30 minutes. My interest in Supercross itself has peaked, and I went into this experience expecting worse, but my time with Monster Energy Supercross 5 was short-lived. What is the tone of this review?
I don't know. It kind of. I think somebody got excited about motocross in general. Maybe
Yeah.
getting the first time feel of it, hearing all the new words and definitions, and you can get excited about that. That's cool. If this gets you into motocross and it becomes a new passion for you, that's awesome.
Yeah.
But then the other end of that, I was like, okay, so he doesn't. I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
know.
It feels to me like the first half of the review was meant to be like glowing so that the developers would be like, oh, this is a really nice review that was written about our game. And then the back half is the actual thoughts about the game.
They never read past the first paragraph.
But that's also, I should mention, the lowest scoring review of the game on OpenCritic.
I'm still not giving it more than I'm going to give it 60 for this recommended score.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going with the 60. I can't. 63, 52, 58. Ugh.
X said we can go, and the answer is 25%.
We're too kind.
So
We are too kind.
now I want you to
Oh
think
my
back to the tone of
God.
those previous reviews and remember that almost all of them said, no, I would not recommend this game.
Yes, but we took the free case of Monster.
This
Wow.
is the most complete version it's ever been. I do not recommend this game. It has improvements across the board, including the career features. It's a must-have for ardent fans. I would not recommend this game.
Yes.
This is why when it comes to reviews, you have to pay attention to what they actually say and the recommended score, because it's one hand in one hand, and you have to take the
Yeah.
combination of the two. You can't just
But-
trust one.
You can be mean if you're going to step up and be a critic. You can be mean.
Yes, without being
You
a
know,
jerk.
yes, or you can call it constructive criticism if you want to. But if you see a game that something that's been done so cheaply as a money grab, you're allowed to call that out
That's right.
and call out the faults with the game. That's
That's right.
part of the job that you're undertaking.
And definitely don't give it like just my personal opinion, but maybe don't give it a 9 if you're not going to recommend it. I'm just saying.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I had that exact same thought, Dark, when he was reading that. I didn't want to cut him off. Oh my
So
goodness.
from there was a state of play that happened.
Mm-hmm.
So we have some announcements. You do this the right.
Okay.
And these are we're going to be covering basically everything that was revealed in the state of play because there's some cool new stuff shown off. And some stuff that I don't know how I feel about it, but we'll see. For anybody before they ask that goes, well, Trey, where's your reaction to this state of play? I've not good look. I'm gonna be honest with you. I felt terrible. I was not about to pull the green screen out and try to line that thing up. We're just gonna talk about them here on the podcast. I'll link this podcast to people when they go, "Hey, what'd you think about the state of play?" Exoprimal was the first game announced.
Okay.
I don't really know how to explain this game.
Outside primitive.
Right, yeah.
That's what the name's telling me.
Imagine Earth Defense Force, where you have to fight all the bugs, right?
All right.
But
you got
you're
me.
fighting dinosaurs.
Turok.
Sorta. It's a class-based game where you can choose different classes that all have different abilities.
Okay.
Like there's a shield class that pulls up a big energy shield, and the dinosaurs all ram into it.
Cavalier.
There's a soldier class that has a bunch of missiles they can fire. It actually looks really cool because it doesn't look like it's trying to be cutting edge physics or anything. It just looks like it's trying to have fun.
Yeah, that's good. Well, that's what
dinosaurs pop out of portals.
Oh, it's Skinwalker Ranch. Okay.
Yeah. So, it looks pretty cool. We don't really know anything about release dates or when it's coming for sure yet, but it seems all right.
Are they gonna have it the 4-player? Does it look like it have the
That's what it
4-player
looks like.
multiplayer? Cool.
I'm a little concerned because the trailer ends with them being welcoming the newest recruit or the newest class. And so I was like, is this them saying, hey, welcome to the game? Or is it them saying, hey, this game's going to be live service and we're going to be adding classes as we go? It's one of the two, and I'm not sure which.
Yeah. Game's just service.
I just want to fight dinosaurs.
That was dinosaurs. That's my favorite. That's my favorite Far Cry, the blood one.
Yeah, Blood Dragon.
Blood Dragon. Yes.
Turok was great too. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can also shoot dinosaurs in Star Fox. What was Star Fox Adventure? That's what it's called. You just saw a span of a lifetime go through my eyes.
Star Fox my brain went 64.
No,
I was like, no.
Star Fox Adventure, where you wind up on a planet full of dinosaurs. Have a weird, cool language.
We should let you know the last time I played Star Fox.
Okay, that was a good one anyway. After that, we had Ghostwire Tokyo got a new trailer.
Mm-hmm.
It looks pretty cool. It also got a release date. Or kind of already had the release date, but it got locked in. It's gone gold, for March 25th. This game still looks really creepy. There's a lot of really interesting and kind of Junji Ito-esque monsters that they showed off. But it all seems to be first person, and some of the effects seem like they might get a little either annoying or maybe overwhelming in first person. Because at one point they show a monster and you hit it with your magic. Your Onmyoji magic is what I'm guessing that is. And then they pull to its chest and shove a hand into its chest, and it just explodes into a bunch of different lights. And it was and they do that 5 times in a row with a series of enemies. Okay, that might get to be a bit much, depending. But
yeah.
I'm also, as Dark points out, who the heck knows what that game really is, because we haven't seen any
Yeah.
just straight gameplay other than just fighting monsters. Like, what do you walk around an open world? Is it mission based? We don't know.
Yeah.
See,
Not much.
we'll see.
Teasers. That's what this is all about.
Yeah. We also got a new trailer for Forspoken, and I think it was kind of funny that this came basically right after it. Because Forspoken seems to be doing a lot of the same stuff with like magic and fighting monsters, but it's third person, and it was so much more obvious how less overwhelming that could be than it in first person, because she's doing sick flips and sending out the magic every way, and I was like, yeah, this looks great as compared to the brilliant flashes that made me go like, I'm not sure about this.
Well, what it sounds like is, it's why you can play, whether you like it or not, Diablo 3 in third person
Yeah,
with all that stuff going on and handle it. If it was down in a first person mode,
that'd be too much.
you wouldn't be able to,
Right.
wouldn't be able to which way you were heading.
Yeah.
Where you're facing with all that going on.
But Forspoken looks cool. Still not super sold on the story. I don't think that first trailer they put out really did that much to appeal me character wise, but I'm interested. And this trailer I think did a lot better job of selling me on the combat and the exploration, so it looks cool.
Right on.
Then we
I know you're
got
ready to talk about this one.
Yeah, this was the big one for me. Gundam Evolution. We got not just a new trailer for it, but confirmation that it's a worldwide release. So it's not just a game being made for Japan.
Simultaneous?
It's also simultaneous. It's coming out here as
That-
well.
That's wild. See, this is what you remember Zone of Enders, right?
Yes,
Yeah, I want a Gundam game that plays like that.
I fully agree, 100%.
Because that was, yeah. Or you don't. It didn't. You can give me Voltron, but Zone
Yeah.
of Enders was fast and Sorry,
I
I
agree.
mean cut you off.
No, you're good.
That would be freaking awesome.
Having seen some footage of this game, because there is footage that is now online, this one is very fast paced too, depending on who you're playing. So everybody knows they're not even trying to hide it. This is Gundam Overwatch. This is Gundam Watch. But that makes it Overwatch but better because it's Gundam. I've seen some gameplay where the Exia, like, you get, because the Exia was revealed in this trailer as well as a new suit that can be played as, and the Exia like slashes forward, does a dash forward, then leaps, like boosts straight up into the air, and then come back down in an arc, and looks really cool. The GM sniper is very much just Widowmaker, but it's still a GM sniper, so it's automatically cooler. And the Turn A can do the wings, Radiant Butterfly, or not Radiant Butterfly. It looks very cool. Again, who knows how it actually plays? We'll see. But I liked playing Overwatch. I just didn't like the Overwatch community very much. So maybe.
But
I'm gonna play anyway because it's Gundam.
I do. I understand that. I do not blame you. Okay.
Dark, if that's what you want, it's coming up, and it's called Front Mission 2 Remake.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Yeah.
There's-
I love the fighting in Zone of Enders. I don't know what it was about it, but like winning a battle in Zone of Enders, I felt like I'd done something.
Yeah, no, I agree.
So I think that'd be really good. I'm kind of excited about this next one.
Yeah. Next up is the TMNT Cowabunga Collection.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a bunch of games from TMNT, basically. The original TMNT arcade game, Turtles in Time, the NES game.
Yeah.
I should say Turtles in Time, the arcade game, the NES game,
Yeah.
Turtles 2 on NES, Turtles 3, the Manhattan Project on NES, Turtles Tournament Fighters, that's how words work, on NES.
Yeah, sometimes.
Turtles in Time on SNES, Tournament Fighters on SNES, the Hyperstone Heist on Genesis, Tournament Fighters on Genesis, Fall the Foot Clan for Game Boy, Back from the Sewers for Game Boy, and Radical Rescue for Game Boy. 13 games.
That's crazy. And look, a couple of those are really hard.
Yeah,
Are really hard. Um, man, I didn't realize it was 13. Golly,
pretty crazy.
that is. Well, I know. Obviously, I would miss the. You said there was one from the Sega Genesis. Missed that one. Of course, a lot of the titles are doubled up because you got the NES and the
Right,
arcade and the SNES version. But that
right.
should be pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm
I have
excited
to look
for it.
at that. Yeah.
After that, we have kind of a weird one. We've talked about this game before, but GigaBash is coming to consoles. This is the game that is like kaiju fighting, and so you're gonna have stuff like a robot that is legally distinct from Mazinger Z, fighting a dinosaur that is legally distinct from Godzilla. Uh, yeah, that would be.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks cool. I got kind of burned by the last couple of arena fighters that were kaiju fighting games. One of them that even had Ultraman in it,
Yeah. Yeah.
and just wasn't a very fun game for me to play personally. So maybe this one will change my mind.
I hope so. They've there was a really good one. The Ultraman game on PS2, I think
Yeah,
PS1 was pretty good. I'll see
Godzilla
that.
Destroy All Monsters on PS2 was really fun too.
Yeah, it was. That one. And what was the other one? Was it just King of Monsters?
Yeah,
That one wasn't bad. I'll see that. But yeah,
kind
it
of
seems
dried
like
up after that.
with the newer consoles, either it didn't come out or it just didn't work.
Yeah, so it could be good. Speaking of could be good, I'm not going to be able to fit
Yeah.
this whole thing on here.
You want me to read it while you type?
I got it. I made it fit. Uh,
There you
JoJo's
go.
Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle R, which is All-Star Battle being made for new consoles with new characters, 30 playable characters. They're adding some of the previous like background characters to the main roster now, which seems really cool. If you're a JoJo's fan and you've never played All-Star Battle, that's a shame. You should. It's really good. It's also just like if you're not a JoJo's fan and you like anime fighting games, it's a really good anime fighting game. Yeah, this is just now you get a chance to play it on new consoles with new characters, so that's cool.
Right on. Right on. I
Go
think in
ahead.
the future, every IP will end up with a All Star Battle
I think so too.
game. It's just coming.
Just a quick thing, I'm a huge JoJo's fan. I wish I could tell you I'm not a huge fan of the JoJo's community, but I'm a huge JoJo's fan, and I
I
wish
see a
that
pattern.
yeah, right. I like a thing, and it turns out the most of the other people that like it on the internet are insufferable about it. So, I'm stoked for the game coming, but I kind of wish that they had gone into all the new characters because there are characters that I want to be able to play as that I don't know if they're going to be playable or not, and that would have made me way more hype on this.
Fair enough. Understandable.
Fatal Bullet is surprisingly good. After that is kind of a weird thing. We'd known this game existed, but we didn't see anything about it. The name got trademarked sometime back. Trek to Yomi. It seems like a pretty interesting game where you're going to the underworld and you have to fight your. It's all in black and white. It's a samurai game. Seems pretty interesting.
Is it? This doesn't have the done like the I can't remember the word right now, so I'll just have to explain it. The art style on the paper.
No, it's still very much 3D, but it looks very nice.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very much done up like a Kurosawa film for sure,
All right.
but
I don't.
still in 3D.
Okay. Hold on, I'm thinking I have to go back and check that again. Oh my gosh, you're gonna have to say it, and I hate this word.
Yeah, next up is the Returnal update. The Ascension update, which adds multiplayer. So we dunked on Returnal 2.0 pretty hard because the 2.0 update was a photo mode and a patch. This 3.0 update is full on multiplayer and a tower that might be endless. It's it seems cool for people that's still playing Returnal. I mean, you get a bunch of new content, and now you can play with friends. So there you go.
That's cool.
I wish it was called something different.
Right. Yeah, I'll give props. The name's terrible, but hey, if they're feeding the community, that's good.
Yeah, it's a good update. Suddenly adding multiplayer to your single player game is like, as long as it doesn't affect development, go for it. Go for it. You know, yeah, kind of like Heaven on High in 14. Yeah. So, people that loved this game and had gotten to the end of the game and had done everything in the game now have new guns and new enemies and new stuff to fight in a towers.
Yeah.
They can do it with their friends. After that, we have the announcement of two brand new games. Yeah. Starting with the DioField Chronicle, which has such a weird, cool idea for a fighting like battle system. It's isometric, and it is a strategy game, but it's like it's combining a Fire Emblem style. You have commands and a menu you can select for people with Total Wars. You select your units and send them to go fight, because it doesn't stop time when you select a unit. Time still moves slowly. You can't just like manually move your characters. You have to tell them where to go, and then they run there. But you can select them as they're going and give them a specific command, and it looks pretty interesting. I like the idea of mixing those two.
Yeah, I said very good. Well, you mentioned Total War. You're gonna get me happy.
I just wish it had a better name.
Yeah. That's got a familiar ring to it, though. So
it does. The first thing I thought of was Eiyuden Chronicles.
Yeah, I don't know.
And I was sure that was what it was, and it's not. But
yeah, maybe it's just something with the blank chronicle, you know,
right?
Like the Martian Chronicles and some other thing. But that, for some reason, I was sitting here racking my brain, going, "Man, that sounds so familiar."
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't think so.
Yeah. It's pretty interesting. We'll see. Valkyrie Elysium is next. And I wish I could tell you anything about this game.
Yeah. It's got an interesting name. Valkyrie Elysium, from the Elysium Fields. I mean, I got kind of two separate things there, but okay.
Right. The trailer tells me nothing. It's pretty much a story trailer where they don't actually get into the story at all. There's some of the combat shown off, but they don't tell you characters' names or what's going on. Yeah. It's just stuff's happening. You're a Valkyrie, maybe. There's a Valkyrie that shows up at the end of the trailer, too, so maybe you're not a Valkyrie. Maybe it's the Valkyrie.
Yeah, I don't know. Does a Valkyrie show up in the Greek afterlife? Roman afterlife? I don't know.
It's a very strange looking game, but maybe it'll be fun. You know, maybe it will. We'll see. But that's it for the State of Play announcements. Following that, we had the Monster Hunter announcements for the Monster Hunter Showcase.
Yeah, Monster Hunter, right? You got a new trailer and some info on it for us?
Yeah.
Well, not the new trailer, but some info on it.
So, Sunbreak is basically going to be like a new game, almost. You're going to a completely new area of the world with a new hub, but it's going to be just like Iceborne in that way, where Monster Hunter World Iceborne took you to a new hub. Might as well have been a new game, but you're getting it for a reduced price. And this one's going to be the same way. It'll launch off the same executable, but it takes you to a new area with a reduced price, and you have a bunch of new monsters to hunt, new variants of old monsters. They showed off Garganhold, I believe is the name. It's like a golem-looking guy. Gargolem, that's it. They showed off a new variant of the Bishaten that fires exploding acorns. And they showed off a couple other new monsters, as well as an old returning monster. They're going to keep supporting the game, as they said. But if you haven't bought Monster Hunter Rise, Sunbreak will come out with a combo. We get both. If you have, Sunbreak itself will be cheaper. There's, of course, deluxe editions and everything like that. But it seems pretty cool. The one big thing to bring up, though, is that it will be a 13 gig patch. to regularize whether you buy Sunbreak or not to
Oh,
accommodate
wow.
some of the new information. Because you're going to be able to use the new Silkbind moves and stuff, whether
Okay.
you have Sunbreak or not. So if you're playing on Switch, you probably don't have a lot of storage. So please keep that in mind.
Yeah, true. And don't buy a Nintendo SD card.
Right, please.
They're overpriced.
The other thing that's really cool about this is they announced in this that it would be releasing on both PC and Switch at the same time. So for Monster Hunter, for a while, it's been Switch and then, or PS4 for World, and then like 9 months later, the PC version. And the updates were the same way. And so the fact that both are getting Sunbreak at the same time is really cool. And to facilitate that, because people on PC haven't had that much time to get to the right rank to be able to take on the Sunbreak stuff, they're giving free gear away that is not like the best gear or anything, but it's decent gear.
That's good.
That'll help you be able to speed along a little bit. So
Right on.
it's pretty cool.
Heck yeah.
And then from there, move into the news. We only really have one news topic today, but I think it might take a minute.
If you start listing them, yeah.
Yeah, that was the plan. Steam has a big JRPG sale going on, and if you know us, you know that we love JRPGs. If this was an action platformer or shooter sale, might not even have brought it up. But
Yeah.
I wanted to hit on some of the big games that are currently on sale, because I think this is pretty cool. Now, of course, this is PC only. I apologize for people that, watch us that only play on console. Playing on PC, and if you ever think you might play on PC, some of these games you've been wanting to get, you can pick them up now, and they'll always be in your Steam library for as long as Steam exists. So, I went to the top rated section because I looked through all this sale earlier on my phone, laying in bed.
Wow.
The top rated games. Legend of Heroes: Trails of Cold Steel is $20. It's 50% off. Trails in the Sky. I swear, I want to clarify. This is not on my account.
Did you
where it
write
popped
this
into the
list?
front.
Did you write this
No,
list?
This is
Okay.
this is a unlogged in account. This is the top rated. Trails in the Sky second chapter, which is my favorite game of all time now and the best game in the series, is 35% off at $19.49. Hyperdimension Neptunia Rebirth is 50% off at $7.49. Yakuza Like a Dragon is 45% off at $32.99. Original Trails in the Sky is $10. Just throwing that out there. If people, want to check out Trails. East 9 is $47.99, 20% off. Chrono Trigger, the PC version, which is not as good as the previous versions, but is still a version of that game, which is one of the best games ever made, is $8, $7.50 USD, because it's 50% off. Monster Hunter Rise that we just talked about is $39.59 USD because it's 34% off. Grandia 2, the HD remaster, is $10 because it's 50% off. Then there's this is so weird. Cthulhu Saves the World is 74 cents. And if you've been wanting to play Cthulhu Saves the World, it's 74 cents, 75% off. Scarlet Nexus is $24 USD, 60% off. That's a great game. Valkyrie Chronicles came out back in 2014. One of the coolest games ever made with a great art style is $5. So just throw that out there. Looking for a new RPG to play. Super Robot Wars 30, brand new, just came out not that long ago. One of the best games in the series, $44.99. Sale right now. Good. Then I've got 3 more for you here.
Okay.
Which is Monster Sanctuary, which is a weird monster collecting game that I really liked. Is $10.19. 66% off. Then we have Disgaea. All the Disgaea games are on sale, but Disgaea 4 Complete Plus, definitely can recommend that one. It's $20. People are looking for a good RPG with tons of hours of play. And then I wanted to include this one because it's kind of a weird game, but Way of the Samurai 4, which you can beat in 10 minutes if you go to the right place, is $7.50.
I might get that one. That's really good prices, actually.
Yeah.
Good sale. I'll go through that. There's a couple in there I might be picking up later on. I'm pretty sure from the reaction of one of our viewers is I needs it, and I know which game that was for.
There's
So
also
I'll be-
the
I'll be-
sequel to Cthulhu Saves the World is also on sale, which is Cthulhu Saves
Okay. Well,
Christmas.
thanks, Trey. Now I'm
You're
getting two of them.
Cthulhu Saves Christmas. No, those are really weird, fun games because it's a comedy, but it plays like a regular turn-based RPG. It's really cool.
All right.
So that's really all the news we had. I wish I could tell you that I have a bunch of stuff still for the rest of the podcast, so we'll hit our 2-hour mark, but probably not going to happen tonight.
We'll see.
But let's chunk it over to Rundgren's Corner.
All right. So, let's say happy birthday to James McLurkin. You may not know who he is, but you may know who Mac Hartford is, the Red Ranger from Power Rangers Operation Overdrive.
Okay, yeah.
It is his birthday today.
Very cool.
Sure he's watching. Probably didn't want to comment, but
course.
happy birthday. Happy birthday. To him. Okay. So it's a little bit different tonight. Okay. Let's see where should start on this. Would be okay.
Power Rangers indeed. Operation
All right.
Overdrive's theme song.
So as y'all may know, there's a lot going on in the world. Just pulled through a pandemic, and now we're heading into World War III. You know, things on the mind. Well, you know, if that's not enough, we may also now have to contend with an escaped Japanese fox succubus. So on March 4th, tourists arriving to see the Sheshoseki in the mountains of Nasu, some 100 miles north of Tokyo. They went up to see that. The Sheshoseki, known in English as the Killing Stone, that's so nice. It's just a volcanic boulder that Japanese mythology claims is the prison of, and I'll probably get all these wrong, Tamano no Me, a chaotic fox demon.
Hold on. Did you just say that the prison? Did something happen at the prison of Tamanomae?
The seals binding the demon shattered.
Oh no!
People who came to see the stone found it along with the sealing ropes around it had split in two.
Oh no!
One Japanese witness tweeted that they feel like they've seen something they shouldn't have seen.
That's not good.
Nobody saw the Manoname. But if I just broke out, I probably wouldn't have stuck around either.
Right.
All right. So if the stories are true, we're kind of in trouble. Okay. It's not a nice spirit. Not a nice spirit. Now this is where some of you are going to get excited. Do not throw if you see her, do not throw a red and white ball at her. Her true form is said to be that of a fox with 9 tails. But she prefers to appear as a woman possessing otherworldly beauty and intelligence.
Right.
She likes to use her looks to seduce and influence men in powerful positions. Oh, never mind. She could have nothing to do with me. And when she does, people usually start dying. The legends are that she first surfaced in China. First stories of her are around 1050 BCE or BC, depending on your preference. She possessed Daji, who was a concubine of Zhou, the last king of the Shang dynasty. Well, the reason why he was last was because of her.
Right.
He brought on a reign of terror, apparently, because of her. Not his fault, her fault, leading to a rebellion that ended his dynasty. Here's the thing. This is where it gets kind of weird. The fox demon next surfaced in India where she became a Lady Kaio, a concubine to a prince. A lot of people might know that first, but they don't know like her other showing up.
Right.
It's kind of weird. Concubine to a prince named Banzoku. According to the story, she manipulated him to personally decapitate 1,000 men.
Oh boy.
Yeah. After she went back to China, took a vacation till about 1100 AD or CE. She then took the role of the
I've
most
heard that
cherished.
one.
She
Was she?
Banzoku
Oh, okay.
was showed up as a story of her in India.
Right.
She then took the role of the most cherished courtesan of Japanese Emperor Toba. The demon caused the emperor to fall seriously ill, but luckily a court astronomer recognized for what she was. Emperor Toba sent 2 warriors after her, who vanquished prisoners in the plains of Nasu. They sealed the
The
fox.
Nosuke bro.
Yeah, they sealed the fox spirit into stone, right? That for a while apparently released poison gas
Oh
for
boy.
about 200. But first 250 years, you couldn't go near the stone supposedly because it was releasing poison gas until a Buddhist priest exorcised the demon. Uh, so the story goes, all right. And you know, if for many Japanese, she resides in well, she did reside in the now restored stone.
Yeah.
And if yeah, you'll see. Obviously, I'm pretty sure most of y'all have seen the art of this demon, right?
Yeah. I can pull up a
So,
picture for every.
yeah, still big in Japan. I mean, there's novels, plays, anime movies. She shows up quite a bit. But we assume for a moment that the stone split because of completely natural causes. What then? What could have caused it? Some experts do believe that the stone most likely cracked because of the perfect normal erosion. I said there were some cracks that first appeared several years ago. Huh.
Real quick,
Water.
I'm sorry that I haven't pulled up a picture. It's because, instead I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna pull this tab over, and I want you to see why it's impossible to find a picture of Momono. Because,
Okay.
as you said, there's been a lot of anime, a lot of
Yeah.
everything.
Well, like there's a Pokemon based off it.
It's
You know.
impossible to pull up Tamamo no Mai.
Yeah. 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 Um. I think maybe if the cracks caused water might have got in there and then it got frozen. Got frozen and split maybe. But the rock's destruction is a problem for local tourism. Because it's a symbol of this area. It's what it's known for. There will be a meeting to discuss what they should do about it. They're going to try to. Some saying that they should reattach it and reinforce it.
Right.
Of course, the demon fox is out now, so I don't know what good that can do.
Yeah.
But obviously, with her history of seducing powerful leaders to start violence, nothing's happened here lately. Yeah. And that's not even counting the 81 people that Saudi cut the heads off today.
Right.
So, just a little, the stone broke, Bubba.
Yeah, I pulled up a picture so everybody could see it.
Oh, man.
I think the brothers' names were Kazusa-nosuke, Miura-nosuke. We need two brothers to come help us again, please. Please.
Yeah.
It could have been worse. At least it wasn't Hagoromo Kitsune. Still.
Yeah.
Tamamo no Mai is not.
Good. What powerful man in the world today would fall for that?
Right.
Yeah, it's got the like I said, it's 100 miles north of Tokyo, and it's a place. It's where people go. They rely on that tourism money, so they are worried about it.
Yeah.
But I would go see it now that it's broke.
Right.
Well, so there's that, but just me. But yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, it kind of threw me off. Well, I was looking through stories today, and then I hit that one. I was like, oh, I got to do this one.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so I started looking into it, and that's yeah, just about. Not it's not quite that big, but that boulder just
So look, just gotta be honest with you. Gonna be straight with you. I know you can hear it in my voice. I'm getting a little drowsy, but be straight
Yes.
with you.
Yes.
If a woman comes up to you later, Will, if a woman comes up to you, asks you want to see inside of the temple, you don't have any good options. If you say no, she might just kill you.
Yeah, right there.
If
Yes.
you say yes, you're gonna become her husband, whether you want to or not. Whether it doesn't matter. Your gender doesn't matter. You're gonna become her husband. That's what she's gonna call you.
Death by snoo snoo.
And you're gonna be stuck there
Yay!
forever against your will, while she has her way with you / tortures you forever.
Death by
If you
snoo
try to
snoo.
run, she might let you go. She might not.
It's really weird. It's
you know,
because
be
the
careful.
terminology kind of gets confused because we don't really have a word for what that is. Honestly, our word, they're more like, she's more like the more like like an elf queen
Yeah,
rather
exactly.
than a demon. For what we talk, it's kind of a
Right.
weird thing how that goes over. Beautiful walks, but yeah, I know. So
But
I said,
I
but
bet
she
her
goes after
tails
powerful
are
men.
really fluffy.
Probably so.
That's all I'm saying. I bet her tails are really fluffy.
She's a fox.
But yeah, it's a bad situation. It may sound like a great situation, but it's a bad situation.
Yep. Yeah.
Like I
No, that was
said,
kind of.
we had two options there, and the fact that it's Tamon Mai is still bad, but at least it's not Hagoromo Kitsune.
No, well, for that one, we got to be watching for tidal waves. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
and for the night parade, Gasha Dokuro
Oh
starts
boy.
showing up. If you've never read, if you have no idea what we're talking about right now, if you've never read about the Hyaki Yagyo, the night parade of 1,000 demons, you should look it up because it's pretty crazy. There's some crazy crazy mythology in there, powers wise. Pretty great.
Yeah.
There's a really
Oh
cool
yes, the
anime
Battle of
about
North.
it.
No, that was yesterday. The Battle of Pelennor Fields happened on the 14th or 15th.
Wow.
Yes.
There's a really cool anime about the Hyaki Yagyo that it's called Nerarihyon no Mago, and it's based on the Nerarihyon, which is one of the people that might lead the night parade in the story. But he's a yokai that has the ability to just show up in your house. He's just a man with a really long head, and if he shows up in your house and you give him food, he won't kill you, but he'll come back to your house every night to eat food. If you don't give him food, he might kill you, or he might just leave. And if he leaves, you're good. If he doesn't and he kills you, then he adds your skull to his. And
So so weird. All this overlap of these old legends, old wives' tales, old
is
mythologies through
is
different areas. And you don't, if you study one, it's really strange. You study if you okay. So for me, if I just studied like the Japanese folklore and everything, I'd be like, man, that is so weird, so wild, so different than anything else. But then you dig into it, and when you get a little bit into like other folklore around the world and other religions, myths, or what have you, there's this weird overlap
yeah
that is, and some of it's easy to point out, right? Like the
yeah
dragon thing.
for
Everybody
sure
has dragons, you know. Everybody has dragons. Everybody has vampires. Not
yeah
everybody has werewolves.
that's true.
That's a weird thing. These overlaps over these old stories. But yeah, not really, not really excited. Usually, a bit of uplifting story, but I
Yeah
figured that was information the world needed to know,
yeah for
or at least,
sure.
us 7 people.
Just be careful. We don't have the Nosuke brothers, and we don't have an Abe no Seimei to take care of us here. Gotta be
Yeah,
careful. Onmyoji are so cool, right?
right.
Like,
Yeah.
man, there was a. I'm literally just like falling apart now, so I'm just kind of coasting through topic here. But there
All
was
right.
a anime called Kekai's. No, that's not it. What's it called? Kaishi. that was about Omioji, and it was pretty cool.
Yeah. The Thousand Demon Parade you can deal with even with her. Yeah. The I I don't know. She gives me the creeps in a strange way over that. Well, I know
No, I know.
that power.
I know.
That's the power of the feminine. It's very, very, very powerful and very, very dangerous in its own right.
Oh
I'll
no.
tell you what, but before you fall asleep and fall into the microphone, do you have any plugs?
Not that I can think of. I know I had one at the start of this podcast, but I have forgotten it. But it must not have been that important. Uh, Go check out that video if you haven't seen it yet. It's what makes
Yes.
Tokusatsu so special. I'm really proud of it, so go check it out. It's
All
very
right.
short, but I think it gets the point across.
All right. I would like to plug Dark for pulling off some pro gamer moves the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah. I went down and what was it was in Assassin's Creed Valhalla
Nice.
streaming and watched her do pretty well in the fight. Lasted longer than I thought she would. Got killed. And then I don't know, went like just nuts that second round and just like beat the hell out of it. It's like, what were you? 32, 34, and she was a rank 90. It was pretty badass. It was some
Wow.
pro gamer moves. Yes.
Nice.
And I had much faith after the first fight, and yeah, it was yeah 36. Okay, that was
Awesome.
good. Yeah, heck yeah.
Oh, I do have another plug.
Okay.
Next week, assuming that I'm feeling better, next week, you better believe it's Elden Ring time. I'm gonna
Okay.
get my chunk of time. I'm talking about Elden Ring.
Yes.
So, yeah,
Nice.
please look forward to that. I have a lot I want to say. I'm probably going to wind up making a video actually on Elden Ring as well, where I'm at right now, because it's such a weird.
I'm sure you
cool
are.
game, but
I'm sure you are.
I wanna beat it, but I also don't want to beat it because never be enough, never be done.
I will say a lot of the titles for the game for a lot of stuff that's put out for Elden Ring is not all the same thing, and I think that's kind of interesting. It says something about the game whether you like it or not.
Right.
That the content that's being put out for it right now are really kind of covering different things.
Yes. Be a guess. We'll have to see.
Yeah. If not really well.
Yeah. No, I'm excited. There's a lot of cool stuff to talk about, but it's such a weird, cool game. Also, I know a lot of people were like, "Hey, I want to play this game." This is the one thing I wanted to say earlier and I forgot. People are like, "Hey, I want to play this game, but it's really hard. What do I need to do?" Two quick things on that. If you need to just keep exploring until you find a thing called the Mimic tier, and then it's easy mode from there. But also, like I mentioned earlier, I picked it up from my girlfriend. She's never played a Souls game before. She's never done any of that. She played Dark Souls 1 for like 10 minutes with me one time because I wanted to see her reaction to the start of it. And she is 5 bosses in, I think, and having a blast. So she touched the first main story boss, died on it, and went and did other stuff and is having a great time. Just keep that in mind if you're somebody that wants to try it out and doesn't have any experience with the franchise. It's okay. The world's huge. Go explore. Boss fights are extraneous to exploring. Is that the right word? Extraneous? I don't know.
Extraneous. I don't think it's extemporaneous. I don't know what
Maybe.
you're shooting for there.
Maybe.
I
We should
tell you what,
go.
Bubba. Yeah,
should
you should
go.
probably close out before you say something that we don't get to make another Twitch cast.
That's right.
Twitch podcast.
But until next time, I have been Trey.
I've been Rungren.
And we've been the Full Spectrum Podcast. Remember to always enjoy the full spectrum that life has to offer.